Hi all. In this video module, I'm going to talk about the important structural aspects of human immunodeficiency virus, that is HIV. Let's have a look at the structure. You can see the shape of this virus is spherical, right? It's an enveloped virus. It has got a lipid bilayer envelope which it steals from the host cell. Just as the case with all the enveloped viruses. Remember, as a basic rule in virology, all the enveloped viruses have got an envelope made up of lipid bilayer which the virus steals from the infected cell, right? And thereafter, the virus makes the lipid bilayer as its own envelope by decorating it with certain proteins. For instance, in case of HIV, these proteins are GP120 and GP41. GP यहाँ पे stands for glycoprotein and 120 and 41 refer to the molecular weight of these proteins. Okay, so it's a spherical virus, as we can see over here, approximately 100 to 120 nanometers in size, right? So I'll start from the core of the virus. The two blue colored structures which you can see over here, this one and this one, these are the two RNA molecules, and each RNA molecule is single stranded. So if somebody asks you about the genome of HIV, your answer is going to be there are two molecules of single stranded RNA, which is positive sense RNA, right? Because there are two molecules of RNA, hence we say that the genome is diploid. It is definitely not double stranded RNA as some students mistake it to be. That's absolutely wrong, guys. Please remember, in entire virology, the only RNA virus which has got double stranded RNA as the genome are the reoviruses. Okay, double stranded RNA is present only in reoviruses in virology, and the classical example of a reovirus is rotavirus. Okay, rotavirus. Over here in the center, you can see these two blue structures. Keep following my pointer. These two blue structures are, as I already said, the two molecules of RNA, which is positive sense. To understand these terms, positive sense RNA, negative sense RNA, please have a look at another video of mine on my page, namely the DNA and RNA viruses. Right? So the genome is diploid, and every molecule of RNA, if you see carefully, I've drawn three circles in different colors: the yellow circle, the sky blue colored circle, and the gray circle. These three represent the three important enzymes RIP, that is reverse transcriptase, integrase, and protease respectively. Now you can easily remember them by remembering rest in peace, because unfortunately the patient is going to succumb to this disease, right? Now, reverse transcriptase, integrase, and protease are the three important enzymes, and the functions I'm going to tell you in a few minutes, right? So, this is the core, and we have got this red colored structure, which is nothing but the capsid. It has got capsid proteins, and the most important one is the P24 protein. It is also known as the core antigen. Okay, it is also known as the core antigen. Okay, so the genome is this, and the symmetry is icosahedral. Okay, icosahedral. Then we've got something in green. As you can see over here, this is nothing but the matrix protein. This matrix protein is made up of a protein, namely P17, right? And then we have got the lipid bilayer as the envelope, which is decorated with two important peplomers. Remember, P for peplomers, P for proteins. Okay, peplomers are the proteins which are studded or decorated on the surface of the envelope of enveloped viruses, right? So, needless to say that non-enveloped viruses, that is naked viruses, are devoid of peplomers, right? So, these peplomers serve very important function, and that is to be able to help the virus to attach to the host cell. Now, over here we have got two important peplomers, as you can see in this diagram, GP120 and GP41. Right, the pinkish one is GP120, and this one purple one is GP41. Now, GP120 is going to help the virus to attach to the CD4 receptor. Okay, CD4 receptor on the host cell. Now, this receptor, two important cells which are decorated with this receptor are the T helper cells and the macrophages. There are others also, but I'm considering the most important cells which are the targets of this particular virus, right? And GP41, which is a transmembrane protein, as you can see, it is, going right into the lipid bilayer. This GP41 protein helps in the fusion of the viral envelope with the host cell membrane. See, guys, after all, the viral envelope is nothing but stolen material from the host cell membrane. So both of these are lipid bilayers only, right? So it's easy for them to fuse. Okay, because like-minded people befriend like-minded people. Similarly, the envelope, which is phospholipid bilayer, that is going to easily fuse with the host cell membrane, right? And this GP41 helps in the attachment of the virus to certain co-receptors. Okay, co-receptors, that is CXCR4 and CCR5, which are respectively present on the T helper cells and the macrophages, right? So those strains of HIV which utilize CXCR4 co-receptor, they are said to be lytic strains, because they will infect the T helper cells and cause their lysis, whereas those strains of human immunodeficiency virus which make use of the co-receptor CCR5, which is decorated on macrophages, they are known as macrophage tropic strains. And such strains are also known as transmitting strains, because we all know that macrophages are very good examples of the antigen presenting cells. So they help in transmission of the virus inside the body to other cells, right? Transmitting strains. So remember these two terminologies, the lytic strains and the transmitting strains. Now, other than this, we have got the genes of the HIV, that is the structural and the non-structural genes. The structural genes you can easily remember as GAG, POL and ENV. Okay, GAG, POL and ENV. Now, GAG gene encodes for the core and the shell proteins. An easy way to remember this is via remembering Glasgow Coma scale. G for GAG, C for core and S for shell proteins, right? The core protein, important one, is the P24 protein, which is present on the capsid, as I already mentioned, and shell protein is the matrix protein, that is the P17 protein. Then we have got the POL gene, which encodes for three important enzymes. Remember, rest in peace, reverse transcriptase, integrase, protease, right? Now, a word about the reverse transcriptase enzyme, a very, very important enzyme based on which the family of the virus is known, has been named, that is the Retroviridae family. Okay, Retroviridae family. Define the central dogma, which says that DNA से बनेगा RNA, RNA से बनेगा protein. Okay, this enzyme defies this dogma. This reverse arrow in the central dogma, that is, I'm drawing the reverse arrow in pink color. This reverse thing, that is RNA से DNA भी बन सकता है by virtue of reverse transcriptase enzyme. This reverse arrow in the central dogma rule was added later on, right? So this enzyme is going to do what? The reverse transcriptase, that is RT enzyme, is going to change the viral RNA into viral DNA, and this viral DNA has got sticky ends, and that is why it is able to integrate itself into the host DNA. And that is how latent infection is set up. So this is very, very important. Then integrase enzyme is going to help in integration of the viral DNA into the host DNA. And then we have got the protease enzyme, which is going to cleave bigger proteins, that is polyproteins, into smaller final versions of the proteins of the virus. Then ENV gene encodes for the protein GP120. okay, GP160, which in turn is cleaved by the protease enzyme into GP120 and GP41, whose functions already I have talked about. Now, coming to the non-structural genes, and these non-structural genes have got some role to play in the replication or infectivity of the virus. Okay, I have made an attempt to help you remember the non-structural genes because that is something which I think the students find tough to remember. So I hope this helps everybody. The non-structural genes, some of them can be remembered by remembering this train. Okay, this the word train should remind you of three important letters, that is T, R, and N. Omit or forget A and I, which are vowels. We are bothered about T, R, and N from these three alphabets from this train. Okay. Now considering each of these, T stands for TAT. Okay. Carefully follow my pointer. This is a gene which encodes for the TAT protein, and this protein in turn is going to transactivate viral transcription. Now, let me highlight T, A and T in the word transactivate. Transactivate मतलब काम को आगे बढ़ाना. Transactivates viral transcription. तो ये viral multiplication में मदद करेगा ये वाला protein. Okay. Next we have got Rev. Now Rev in Hindi means अगेन स्पीडिंग अप करना, गति आगे बढ़ाना, जल्दी जल्दी काम कराना. तो ये क्या करेगी जीन? रेव जीन एनकोड्स फॉर रेव प्रोटीन, एंड दिस प्रोटीन इन टर्न कंट्रोल्स द पैसेज of the late viral mRNA from nucleus to the cytoplasm. Now guys, जब late viral mRNA बन गया, late मतलब final version mRNA का बन चुका है in the nucleus, it has to be transported to the cytoplasm of the cell for translation. We all know translation takes place in the cytoplasm. तो गाड़ी को या काम को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए इसको जल्दी से cytoplasm में लाना होता है, और इसमें कौन मदद करेगा? इसमें रेव प्रोटीन हेल्प करेगा. राइट, ए और आई को गोली मारो, भूल जाओ, देन आ जाओ नेफ पे. एन से सोचो नेफ, एन से सोचो द टर्म नेगेट इन इंग्लिश. नेगेट का मतलब होता है कम कर देना, कम कराना, कम कराना. Those who don't know Hindi, don't worry, I'm translating everything in English as well, so you guys are not missing anything. Okay. Now NEF क्या करेगा? NEF guys, it will decrease the expression of CD4 and MHC1 protein on the virus infected cell. तो इन दोनों इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोटीन्स की एक्सप्रेशन को कम कराएगा नेफ. राइट, सो नॉन स्ट्रक्चरल जीन्स में कम से कम तीन तो हमारे को भी याद हो गए, टैट, रेव और एनईएफ. आगे बढ़ते हैं. The other non-structural genes of the human immunodeficiency virus are these. The names of these begin with a V. Okay, remember V for victory. We are going to have victory in terms of remembering, in terms of being able to remember the genes of non-structural genes of the HIV. So VIF actually stands for viral infectivity factor. Okay, viral infectivity factor. Okay, मतलब ये infectivity को बढ़ाएगा. और what will it do? It will increase the infectivity by inhibiting the ApoBeg3G enzyme. Okay, now ApoBeg3G क्या है? It is an enzyme. It is actually an apolipoprotein B RNA editing enzyme. RNA editing enzyme. अब ये ना हमारा दोस्त होता है, ये हमारी बॉडी में ही होने वाला में ही मतलब रहने वाला एंजाइम है. ये क्या करेगा? It induces, it causes or induces hypermutation in the retroviral DNA और उसका स्ट्रक्चर खराब करवाएगा. ओके, स्ट्रक्चर को खराब कराएगा. तो ये HIV का दुश्मन हो गया. ApoBeg3G is the enemy of the HIV. ठीक है, तो सोचो, ये हम सबको खैर पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस से भी पता ही होना चाहिए कि दुश्मन का दुश्मन अपना दोस्त होता है. हमारा दुश्मन क्या है? HIV. HIV का दुश्मन क्या हो गया? ये वाला एंजाइम ApoBeg3G. तो हमारा ये ऑटोमेटिकली दोस्त हो गया. ठीक है, दुश्मन का दुश्मन इज हमारा दोस्त. अब जब ये हमारे दोस्त को कोई हानि पहुंचाएगा, कौन हानि पहुंचाएगा? द VIF प्रोटीन विच इज एनकोडेड बाय द VIF जीन. सो ऑटोमेटिकली इन्फेक्टिविटी विल इंक्रीज. ठीक है, सो दिस इज द रोल ऑफ द VIF जीन. देन वी हैव गॉट VPR. Now, this is the gene which encodes for the VPR protein, and VPR protein helps in transportation of the viral core from the cytoplasm to the nucleus of the non-dividing cells. This is how, guys, latent infection is set up. ठीक है, इसको आप ऐसे याद कर सकते हो. Remember, CCNN इसको ऐसे ही लेफ्ट से राइट पढ़ोगे. इट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प इन द ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ कोर ऑफ द वायरस फ्रॉम साइटोप्लाज्म टू द न्यूक्लियस ऑफ नॉन डिवाइडिंग सेल्स. तो लेटेंट इन्फेक्शन सेटअप करने में सहायता करेगा. It will help in setting up of the latent infection. Then finally we have got the VPU gene which encodes for the VPU protein. Now U से याद रखो आप, यू से याद रखोगे अनलोडिंग. जैसे एक ट्रक है, वो माल ट्रक से उतार रहा है, नीचे लगा रहा है. जस्ट लाइक अ ट्रक इज अनलोडिंग इट्स गुड्स, ठीक है, ऑफ द ट्रक. This should help you remember that VPU protein helps in unloading the viral unloading the daughter viruses from the infected cells. In other words, it increases the release of virions from the infected cell. तो U से सोचोगे unloading, ठीक है. And one more thing, instead of VPU, we have got VPX doing the same function in case of HIV too, right? Whatever I've spoken about in this video is pertaining to both HIV 1 and 2 with this exception, the last one, right? So more or less structure of HIV 1 and 2 is the same, barring a few points, and this one is an important fact. इसको भी आप आसानी से याद रख सकते हो. Remember English में, ठीक है, देखो अब यहाँ ABCD काम आएगी. इंग्लिश में U पहले आता है फॉलोड बाय X. सिमिलरली काउंटिंग में, गिनती में 1 पहले आता है, 1 कम्स फर्स्ट एंड देन 2, ठीक है. तो HIV 1 में होता है VPU and HIV 2 will have VPX. Okay, so this is about the HIV genes and the overall structure. Hope this video helps. Any doubts are welcome. Study well. God bless.